When I first heard that Raila Odinga had gone to Zanzibar to allegedly heal from the shock that he went through after the general election of August 9, 2022, I thought Raila Odinga had gone actually to heal and realized that he did a mistake and that is why he lost the election. But that was in my dreams. Immediately, Raila Odinga lands to Kenya. This is the first message he gives to Kenyans.
We can lead a 1 million march to the judiciary to say, Koneni nyumbani. And they would have no choice but to go home.
So it tells me that Raila Odinga had not gone to retreat or to rest, to learn from the mistakes that he had done into the election and to accept the will of the people and the will of the judiciary. But rather, he had gone to collect more evidence.
So the judiciary should not threaten, blackmail the people of this country after they have done the message that they've done. When you do, we say we respect, but we don't agree. And we have a right as a people not to agree with bad rulings of the judiciary.
And mind you, he realizes that the judgment that the judges of the Supreme Court made was ushenzi.
It is our constitutional right to say the ruling ilikuwa shenzi.
Yet he is complaining that his evidence was called hot air. But
it is not based on any law. It is thuggery, judicial thuggery. And we are not going to accept these kind of things.
And I'm asking myself, so Raila Odinga went into the Supreme Court knowing that he had false allegations against IEBC and against those who are conducting that election in terms of technology and also against William Ruto. He knew it was all false. And I come to this realization and this fact said by one wise man I respect, one Gordon Opio, that every Kenyan, every youth from wherever you come from have the right and have the responsibility to respect the elderly. Every elderly needs to be respected. But if one elderly holds the monopoly of causing violence and causing some people to look like, to portray some tribes or some people to look like they are naturally violent and causing distractions all over and disturbing the peace of the minds of Kenyans, then we need to ask ourselves questions. We have to question that one elder and see whether we should respect that person and do whatever they tell us, or if we should ask ourselves questions before doing what they are ordering us to do. Now, since 1966, the Odinga's family have held the Luos of this nation a hostage of violence. Every time they get into an election, they commit mistakes that they all know that they can control. And then after losing, they go back to the same Luos and tell them, let's go and protest. So they protest, they face the government for a dialogue, they have a handshake, and they forget that they had Luos who protested for them. They forget about them. How many Luos went with Raila Odinga into Uhuru's handshake? It's zero. In 2022 specifically, Raila Odinga goes into the election as a government project. Now, Raila is a wise man. I know he's a wise man. He's a very respected politician in Africa and outside Africa. He knows that not one government project has ever worked or has made through into the State House. Now, forget about Kenya or any state in Africa. Go to USA, their democracy is at least on another level. But sometimes back, a man called President Barack Obama had a project called Hillary Clinton. And this Hillary Clinton had an advantage of being a woman and an advantage of the good work that has been done by Obama. But however, they refused him. They took a thug, a perceived thug, which they called Donald Trump. So this is the man they took in place of this government project called Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton was clean, even than Raila Odinga. And then you come in Kenya and think that as a government project, you can go anywhere. Now, being a government project was not a mistake for Raila Odinga. The big mistake was that he trusted too much on this government and forgot the basic requirement of an election, that you must win with the votes. He refused to go to the ground to look for those votes, and he put all his trust on President Uhuru Kenyatta, who only had Central Kenya to mobilize and to give him. And indeed, President Uhuru delivered, because he gave him more than 1 million votes from Mount Kenya alone. This is an amount of votes that Raila Odinga has never acquired from this region. But what happened to his strongholds in Kisumu, Western, and Mombasa, and any other place that is a stronghold of Raila Odinga? They refused to go and vote because Raila Odinga did not mobilize them to go and vote. So they refused to go. And this is the simple reason why William Ruto had defeated Raila Odinga in this election. So Raila knows that. He knows he'd never mobilized. In fact, a few days ago, I saw Boniface Mwangi posting why Azimio lost and saying that Raila Odinga refused to listen to them when he gave them advice not to trust so much on the government and specifically to this Uhuru Kenyatta and to go to the people. But what did they do? They removed him from the WhatsApp group from which they were campaigning from. So was he building himself or destroying himself? He knew that he was losing. And this is the simple reason why I'm saying that Raila Odinga lost fairly and squarely. And my fellow youths, my fellow Luos, my fellow Luyas, my fellow whoever was supporting Azimio, don't follow Raila Odinga into protesting for this one election. Don't follow him. Let's mature politically and at least consider our lives, and not to surrender our lives to these people who don't even remember us when they go to negotiation tables. They only go to negotiate for their stomachs. So this time round, I'm pretty sure there will be no a handshake between President William Ruto and Raila Odinga. And if Raila Odinga tries to force it, let it not be using Kenyans or using the youths or using the Luos. We have been hostages. Yes, I'm of the opinion that we as Kenyans have the obligation and the responsibility to respect the elders, the elderly. They should be respected. But when one man becomes the monopoly of violence and causing deaths of innocent youths and Kenyans, then we should think twice and question that man.